Oh, and by the way, on this journey and this experience, you're going to have to make very uncomfortable decisions. You're going to have to make decisions that you're going to have to stand on firm. Even when everybody in the room looking at you like you're crazy. Because you already have that foresight of how the shit really going to go. Stand on that shit, bro. People ain't going to understand. They ain't going to see it. They ain't going to emphasize you until it's so clear that it's like, damn, that nigga was on to something. I try to tell y'all, regardless, I still gotta be obedient to my soul contract and what I gotta do in this experience. It's okay if no one gets you in a room. It's okay if people don't give you your flowers when you're supposed to get them. It's okay if motherfuckers call you crazy. That's okay, twin. You gotta accept that's part of the journey. Motherfuckers are not gonna like you because how you talk, your confidence. They're gonna say you arrogant, even though you're not. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say all this shit in the book about you. And you still gotta stand firm in your faith and keep going. I've talked to somebody who be scared because everybody looking at them weird. Fuck them folks. Do what you was sitting here to do, and you know what I'm saying, keep it pushing.
If you are seeing this video right now, don't even hesitate. Save this shit, because the amount of souls you have in the spiritual realm backing you up right now, understand, they're not backing you up for no reason. They're backing you up because you're introducing energies that have never been seen in this realm before. And that's why they're putting so much energy into you. The truth of the matter is, you are in environments that don't have the vision to really see you. That is why all your flowers are given retrospectively. Because motherfuckers don't know until they see the finished product of what you're introducing. And then they realize, like, damn, this motherfucker was introducing shit the whole time. You not here to play these egoic games. You not here to be worshipped for your energies because you think you're superior due to this chosen energy that the Most High placed within you. You understand exactly what needs to be done. And that's why the spiritual realm is backing you with all the energy that they got. They not backing you for no reason. Understand, nothing goes unseen in the spiritual realm because everything is the Most High. They see your shadows. They see the energies that you don't want to be seen. They see what you take into the grave. And they still backing you up because they know the purity within those energies. And they know the energies in which you need, they have. And that's why they put so much energy into your existence, because you're doing what needs to be done, gang.
Y'all worship Saturn just as much as the elites do. The difference is they know what they're doing. And you don't. See that black cube on your head at graduation? That's Saturn symbolism. Saturn represents time, discipline, hard work, and material rewards. Sounds good, right? The system inverted this energy into enslavement. They taught you to master a skill, then trapped you where your mastery builds their wealth. You graduate, get a job, now you're stuck. Your degree becomes your imprisonment. Why do you have a master's degree? Why do you work in the field? Why do your boss, which literally means master, control your time? Why do you work for a corporation? From corpus, meaning corpse, dead body? Why is your pay called a salary? Literally, salt rations for Roman slaves. Why are you human resources instead of human beings? Master, field, boss, corpse, rations, resources. Same language, different plantation. The cube at graduation marked you for the field. The elites aren't worshiping the planet. They inverted Saturn's energy, mastery, time, discipline, and built a system with it. So every time you clock in, every time you celebrate a promotion, every time you sacrifice your time for a paycheck, you're feeding inverted Saturn. You're doing a ritual and calling it success. Saturn should be building your legacy, your empire, your generational wealth through your discipline and mastery. But they flipped it. Convinced you that mastering their curriculum, working their hours, following their structure equals success. So that black cube at graduation, that's a marking ritual. Basically saying, we own your time now. Your Saturn's meant to build your kingdom, not theirs.
Muslims ain't gonna like this.
Tonight, it's the pig.
Look at the blood. Look at the scale. Oh my gosh. Mine's so stiff as
And it's the pig and his skin have parted company, and the skin is ready to go off to the tanning factory.
Your burger made of pork.
Luxurious leather.
And for the rest of the pieces, we are getting the leather, and after that you can buy fancy goods like shoes, bags, fancy leathers, and stuff like that. Here we have got the fatting machines.
Ricky Owens
we
pork.
have to take the fat out from the skin and the fat coming out from the other side, so we can take a look.
There it is. So what do you do with this fat?
We are selling that fat, and after that, the other companies producing the hand soap, eyeliner mascara.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Creams, soaps, mascaras, makeup, cosmetics. You know that lots of cosmetics contain animal fat.
Yeah.
That's animal fat.
Really disturbing.
As surprising as it may be to Sade and Prince, animal fats are still used in lots of products we use every day, from makeup to hand wash and even soap.
He's going to get the pig now and he's going to put it into this pig
You
tank,
wearing the
which will
pig.
remove the hair.
Bathing in the pig.
Set at a temperature of about 66 degrees. So
Putting
it
the pig on.
the pig, but what it does, it loosens the hair.
Oh, it's rum around this
Cleans
bitch.
the pig's skin and removes contamination.
Oh, look at that!
What a difference.
That bitch came my wife.
I'm going to follow
Boy,
the hair
what
onto
the
the next
fuck?
stage of its journey into a hairbrush. As hard as that is to imagine right now.
Oh, you brush your hair with the pig.
Turn this wild boar bristle into a finished hairbrush.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Then the poultry
The
offering.
pig is part of your life.
Rare breed boar bristle. But I
Not that much, is it?
no, it's not that much. It doesn't really. I mean, looking here, you've got an awful lot of bristles, haven't you?
I know.
Where are all these from?
All the bristle comes from either China or India.
Yeah. It's been a fascinating journey.
So you mean to tell me you don't eat pork, but every morning y'all wake up and put pork on your face? Go put your money in a pork bag, wash your ass with pork soap, then wash your hands with pork fat. Boy. You ain't gotta eat it, huh?
I'm telling you right now, if you tell somebody you don't like something, or even after they do it, before they do it, after they do it, if you tell somebody you don't like something and they continuously doing it, they're trying to break you into submission. They're trying to break you into submission. They think that if they do it enough, that you'll just shut the fuck up and you'll submit and you'll just let them be. So say, for example, you could be like, I don't like the way you speak to me, right? I feel like it's rude, That person will apologize in the meantime, but then 2 weeks later, they're going to do the same exact thing. And then they're going to apologize, and then 1 week later, they'll do the same thing. And then they're going to apologize, and then maybe this time to break the pattern, they'll wait 3 months before they do it again. And then it's going to be a repeating loop over and over and over again. People can't seem to understand why it's so easy for me to release and walk away from certain people, because I realize a lot of people have control issues. A lot of people have control issues, and they're in their ego, and they want to break you into submission. When they can't get their way, they think of, how can I get my way by being sneaky and being tactical? Yeah. Because when someone can't get their way with you, their next step is to manipulate you. I love watching people, and I love watching psychological videos. When people do caca in front of my face, I'm never shocked and I'm never blind to it. I always see the nonsense. You know what I mean? It's just not my nonsense to deal with. That's for you to deal with. That's your shadow work. That's for you to unpack. You being a weirdo has absolutely nothing to do with me. That's something that you have to work on. I'm not taking on your problems.
A woman's touch to a man isn't just nice, it is actual medicine. It is physical healing. Most men live in a constant state of high alert, scanning for threats, solving problems. His cortisol levels are constantly spiking, just to keep the engine running. But when a woman he loves touches him, his brain floods with oxytocin within seconds. It restores his depleted dopamine and testosterone levels faster than sleep. Heart rate slows, blood pressure drops, inflammation quiets down. His nervous system hears only one command: you are safe now, let go. Her softness doesn't make him weak. It recharges him. Brain scans show his emotional centers actually light up brighter than hers when touched. He carries the weight of the world all day, but one gentle touch helps him exhale. He needs that physical docking station to function. No pill on earth works faster than the hand of the right woman. It gives him the fuel to stand tall again and take on the world for another day. It's not just love, it's life support, and that is why.
When you finally accept that you're different, you can start to shine in the light, in the aura
that was genuinely meant for you. Like, you can take your rightful place as the unique person that you are, but be mindful that once you accept that you're different, people around you will start to feel like, well, you're not that different. They'll start to copy you, mimic you. They'll start to give other people advice on something that you do naturally. It's almost like they try to throw you out of the light that you're in. They try to make it seem like, oh, everybody does this thing. Oh, anybody can do that. You're not that different. And I spoke about it in a different video where people only like when you're different and you're unaware that you're different. Like, people don't really like when you know that you're different and you accept it and you thrive in your differences. So trust me, when you start to really embrace that, you're going to come across a few people who try to outdo you at being you. You're going to come across people who are upset that you're different. Like, at one point, you being different was the laugh, was the joke, was the kiki of the room. You being different was the reason they felt better about themselves. But now that you walk in that difference and you're confident in that difference and you're beautiful or handsome in that difference and you shine in that difference, now it's like, oh, you think you different now. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's them right there. Hey, ain't y'all the motherfuckers that treated this motherfucker like a liability when this motherfucker was y'all biggest asset to success? And now that this motherfucker's tapping into their frequency of being an asset, y'all want to treat him like such? Man, hey, understand, you are motherfucker's biggest asset. But for some reason, they perceive you to be a liability because they don't understand who the fuck you are. They don't understand what you bring to the table, the frequencies you bring to the realm, the greatness you have within you. And now that they see how much of an asset you are, they want you back on the team. And it's so funny because the liabilities be moving like they assets and the assets be moving like they liabilities. Understand, the reason why you felt like a liability was because you were changing your reality. And when you change your reality, your energy changes. And when your energy changes while somebody's trying to play some bullshit on you, at a point in time, you might start to believe that shit to be true. And I'm so glad you got out that phase. And if you see in this video, don't even fucking play with it, gang. Cause I make these bitches with the most intention possible within my being. And I intentfully made this energy to align with you for you to be able to see this and for you to be able to understand that you're a fucking asset. And you need to stop thinking like a liability because the frequencies you have within your being are here to change reality.
The problem I have with dumb people is that no matter what you say, you're always at the behest of whatever it is that they can understand. And it's this way because dumb people don't ask clarifying questions. They believe that whatever it is that you say is exactly what they understood you said.
Moms and dads, please teach your sons that they are not rehab centers for the mistreated and poorly raised women. Teach them that he can have compassion without taking responsibility for all of their problems. Teach him that empathy is a gift, but self-abandonment is a curse. Because so many men that I encounter have been taught that being a good man means sacrificing himself to heal the woman he is with. And that putting himself before her not only makes him selfish, but it makes him a bad man. That being a good man means stepping in and carrying the weight of the problems that he had no part in creating and were never his to solve in the first place. They were taught that a good man has loyalty, and this means he should excuse her red flags and give her endless amounts of chances even when he is being disrespected and borderline abused. These men truly believe that if he loves her harder, gives her more of his time, his energy, his money, his resources, she will eventually change. And when she does, she will celebrate and appreciate him for being the one that helped her heal. But we've all seen these types of women. And the reality is that giving them more rewards for their poor behavior doesn't lead to them changing. It just leads to them hurting him over and over and over again until he has nothing left to give her. And when he's completely empty, she will leave him. And not only will she leave him, she will blame him and shame him for not being enough to make her stay, which will completely break your boy. So please, moms and dads, explain this to your boys, because the boy who keeps trying to fix everyone becomes the man who eventually breaks himself. Stay strong, Kings.
30s, 40s, and 50s, that means that these people are adults. In actuality, they're no longer your brother and sister and your siblings. The way the spirit world does, you incarnate and you get reared with a certain amount of social environment around you. And those particular ones act as a nuclear family for your rearing and your nurturing to go to adulthood. Once you become an adult, your spirit has nothing to do with the person that is your family member. This is an illusion. All that is they wrap DNA around you, around the soul, so that you can have an experience during the time of rearing. But once you become an adult, you become your own universe and your own entity. So therefore, these people don't have any relationship to you, and you think you do. You ever notice now, especially people that's spiritual, have you noticed now that you have nothing in common with your family? Some people, you're outsiders, especially the people that's conscious. You're like outsiders. You don't have anything in common with your family members. That is a reason. That is because you are a star child, as they would say, and you only use that unit to incarnate into to raise yourself up on the earth plane. So therefore, these are things that these are things that you need to do at these particular times, especially your children. Those are the ones that's coming, and I'm not talking. You know the ones that's cool. You know the ones that flow a certain way and have a connection with you, because they will always give you one or two children in the family that has a connection with you, and they be spiritual too. But then you will also have, and every now and then you get a whole family that's spiritual, but that's very rare. But most of the time they're at odds. And you don't understand. And you can spend your life trying to appease them and please them, become codependent. You see what I'm saying? All trying to please them. Your mothers, your fathers, or whatever. And this is one of the major things that's going on right now, is based on the family. So that's real key, especially in this war.
Seers, you cannot do what other people do. You gotta mind your motherfucking business. Okay? Most people are looking to siphon energy. Most people are looking for handouts. Most people are looking for you to give them the answers with nothing in return. Most people are looking for you to partake in the bullshit with them, and they call it having a good time. Fuck that. Listen, be obedient, sit in silence, okay? Do what God is asking you to do. And if that means being damn near a recluse and being in a retreat, and then when you have moments of seeing shit, yo, sit back and be like, integrate that. Even seers still have to integrate the shit that they experience. They do.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but those people who are acting like they can't understand you, no matter how directly you explain yourself, no matter how well you articulate yourself, especially if you have a relatively direct communication style and are relatively good at explaining yourself, and you are quite good at using language to articulate concepts, they absolutely understand what you are saying, but they're getting a kick out of watching you scramble to explain yourself, because they are power-hungry, parasitic leeches, and they are siphoning the energy that you are putting into desperately trying to be understood by them. They understand you just fine. They're just getting something out of watching you try to explain something very basic to them.
You got parents out here who will withhold information from their child that could potentially catapult them to the position that they need to be in. All that stems off of entitlement and jealousy. For you to be so jealous and have a trifling energy towards your seed, that shit stems from Satan. Like, you can't convince me in no persuasion that y'all can say to make me believe that how it's supposed to be. Nah.
Being a girl that really don't like nobody has quite literally saved my life. I've seen a lot of young women link up with women that are lit losers, is what I'll call them. They're lit as fuck. They always doing something. They always where the function is at. They've always got a whole bunch of men that they entertain. But they're legit crash outs, and like 80% of them are never going to get their shit together and turn out to be some of the worst women you could possibly have ever linked up with in like real life. See, it's all fun and games when you're young and you're not really thinking about the future. At least some girls, they don't think about the future until they're later in their 20s or early 30s and decide, you know what, I'm going to take my life seriously. But honestly, you should try and have this mindset where like you don't need nobody but yourself from the very beginning, and you will literally save yourself from hanging around women that can end you in terrible situations. See, when you're a woman that always wants to get down and be around where the lit shit is at, sometimes you can turn yourself into a victim, literally a victim of all types of things, going to jail behind some of these women or with these women, getting involved in domestic disputes between that girl and another man because she has no boundaries, you know, getting involved in things when you get pulled over by the police and you don't know all they have going on, because the lit losers never tell you how much they honestly have going on. You're just going to see this surface level shit. So being a girl that quite literally is snooty and don't like nobody, hanging around people like, I don't like that, I'm never coming back, or just judging them off rip based off of what I see them present themselves as or doing or the things they like to do, because everybody posts everything pretty much on social media, at least half of their life. Based off that, yeah, I don't think that we have anything in common. I'm going to stay over here. Stop trying to be my motherfucking friend, because I don't want to be your friend. And it can literally save your life being a girl that has strict boundaries when it comes to dealing with other girls. Just saying.
I will burn your fucking shit to the ground, nigga. Don't fucking play with me. And it won't be aggressive. It won't be fucking violent. Not physically. Mentally, nigga. I enjoy seeing the life leave your fucking eyes. I love you exhausting every ounce to try to put me down just to know I got more in me. Who the fuck do you think you are?
It ain't you. The bitch is just a loser, and she gonna make sure she lose. She can't lose if she with you, cause you a winner. So for her to be where she's most comfortable, she gotta get away from you, cause she's a fucking loser and you a fucking winner. It's called self-sabotaging behavior. I'ma say this in the nicest way possible. A lot of these women are fucking fools. The bitch is a loser. They will have a great situation where they are benefiting. They're getting a man's time, his energy, his knowledge, his network. And this man is going out of his way for this woman. And over something so small, she would say, I'm done dealing with it all. And you think to yourself, damn, was it me? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. What? She must have better options. And the bitch don't got no better options. Ain't never had no better option. You was the best she ever had. And then you sitting there tripping, thinking to yourself like, what's really going on? The bitch is a loser. And that is why she was in that lowly state when you met her, because she makes poor decisions. Hey, brother, it ain't you. It ain't you. Stop overthinking it. You gonna drive yourself crazy trying to make sense out of nonsense. The bitch is a fucking fool. And that's why she was fucked up when you met her. Because clearly she makes poor decisions in life. You were the best thing and the best man that she ever had. And she threw it all away over something so minuscule. Why? Because she's a fucking fool and makes poor decisions in life. And that's why she was in a poor state when you met her. No matter what happened in her life, she was going to find a way to fuck it up. It's called self-sabotaging behavior. You can give her a winning play, she's going to find a way to lose it. Throw her the ball perfectly in the end zone, she's going to find a way to fall out of bounds. That's why I say start looking at these broads' history. The trauma and things that they got going on in their life since childhood, you can never fix. So you're only investing in a situation that could never work out. It ain't you. The bitch is just a loser, and she gonna make sure she lose. And she can't lose if she with you, cause you a winner. So for her to be where she's most comfortable, she gotta get away from you, cause she's a fucking loser and you a fucking winner.
Karma real, bro. Don't let nobody trick you out your karmic loop. Let me explain. Fuck it and did some shit to you. It really got to you, got under your skin. Like really like, ooh, like, man, I gotta get my get back. As they say, as y'all females say, I gotta get my get back. Let me put y'all females on some game though. How y'all always wish a nigga get their karma, you gonna get your karma too. You know what I'm saying? Karma's real. So once you then start to play tit for tat, and you just start to, now you make your action, now you in a different karma loop. Now your karma loop fucked up. You allow this person to, although they karma loop's fucked up for what they already got going on, instead of letting the cosmos deal with it, you tried to deal with it yourself. You tried to play God, and now you done fucked up your karma loop. Now you 2 steps behind on your karma loop and your blessings. Stand, motherfuckers be wanting revenge and etc. But revenge gonna come in a different form, bro. I'm telling you. Same energy that you put out there back on this person, instead of focusing on what you were supposed to be focused on, your bread and building whatever you need to be building. Energy gonna come back on you when you in a good space and you ain't gonna understand it.
You do me wrong. When you die, guess what? Did somebody tell me, oh, your such and such died? Okay.
No, Tora.
Okay.
That's what it is.
If I didn't fuck with you then, I don't fuck with you now. I'm not gonna
say,
be
okay,
there.
You're not gonna say I'm sorry to hear that.
Hell no. Okay. It was gonna happen eventually. I'm telling you, like, when I say I'm not supposed to play games with you. If I had an aunt when she passed away and everybody's like, oh, you coming to the, no. Why would I show up?
You didn't like this aunt?
No, because I had something really, really tragic happen to me, and the way she handled it was trash.
She showed you that she didn't.
She
really
told
care.
me and I was a kid,
and that's understandable.
And so I grew up like I could give two fucks.
Did she ever apologize?
No.
Well, it is what it is.
So I never cared, you know. I mean, and it's just people like that. Like, I can see people, I'm talking about blood family. I can see you in the mall or in the store, and I see you, and if I don't, I'm not gonna play that game with you.
Yeah.
Si te quieres divertir, con encanto y con primor, solo tienes que vivir. Un verano en Nueva York.
The animals that we do eat are the very animals that turn us into the animals that they want us to be. Easiest way to get into people's heads, to get into their minds, dumb them down, and produce what I call chattel and sheeple. This is why the Jews and the Muslims will not eat swine, simply because if they're dumb enough to eat swine and become a swine, because you are what you eat, that's how they've turned humanity into swine. They give you beef so that you can be a chattel, part of their property. They give you mutton so you can be a sheeple. They give you fish so you can be in the element of water, ignorant. The Egyptians never ate fish because they said, well, why? We become stupid when you eat fish, because they're dumb. They come from an element which is unknown to us. You know, we don't operate in that element, so we shouldn't eat from that element. Rabbits make you a rabbit, run like a rabbit. Chicken so you can be chicken-livered coward. Goat so they can make you a sacrificial goat and a scapegoat. This is all done deliberately, and not only have they genetically modified all the breeds that we recognize, the Roman elite, they hybridized the wild hog with human DNA and made the pink conventional pig that we have out of human DNA. It's the lowest, absolutely the lowest form of food you can eat. So very important to modify what you eat.
All meats, all fish, and all seafood. Anything that has a vibration of death and vibration of pain and vibration of suffering in it is not good for your personal vibration, is not good for your spiritual journey. You are what you eat. You are what you consume. If you consume a byproduct of pain, you're going to feel pain. If you consume something that, was in fear as it was being murdered, then you become fear. You are what you eat. You are what you consume. Not to mention that death and pain, it breeds more of the same. And so that actually does breed disease in your body. Flesh of dead animals does breed disease in your body, because like attracts more like. When you consume death, you become death. When you consume pain, you become pain. So by consuming beings that were in pain and had to die, you're consuming a frequency of a future illness or a future disease. Like attracts like. If you consume that multiple times a day, then multiple times a day you are a vibrational match to death. You choose, right? You have the capacity to choose. Human beings don't have to consume animal flesh in order to survive. So it is a choice. So own it as a choice that you make, and make those choices consciously.